Good morning, students. Now, today we are starting with our third chapter in English grammar, that is formation of interrogative sentences. Now, beta, first of all, what are interrogative sentences? This we have already done in our chapter 1, that is, the sentences in which we ask questions are called interrogative sentences, or we can say question sentences are called interrogative sentences, and they always end with a question mark at the end. Like, for example, can I help you? At the end, we put a question mark because we are asking a question. Fine. Now, the next topic in this chapter is rules for the formation of an interrogative sentence, means how we can frame an interrogative sentence. Now, the first thing is that the sentences which have auxiliary verb modals can be converted or can be made interrogative if we place those auxiliary verbs in the beginning. Means, like, I am hungry. Here, if we put this am in the beginning, we can make a question like, am I hungry? And we put a question mark so that it will become an interrogative sentence. In the same way, like, he was kind. If we put this was in at the beginning, then what will be the sentence? Was he kind? And at the end, we put a question mark. So, in this way, we can frame an interrogative sentence from an affirmative one. Now, second way is when our verb consists of two or more than two words, then in that case, we put the first word in the beginning so that to make that particular sentence an interrogative one. Like, we have an affirmative sentence, they will go there. Fine. Here the first word of the verb is consisting of two or more words, like will, go, there. Fine. So we'll put will here. What will be the sentence? Will they go there? And we put a question mark at the end so that it will become an interrogative sentence. Take one more example. He did not go there. Here, did is the first verb, no? First word of the verb. So we put did here. Did he not go there? And we put a question mark. It will become an interrogative in this way. Now, one more thing is, in case of simple present tense, what we use, we put does or do in the beginning in order to make a sentence interrogative one. Now, I hope you all know when we use does and when we use do. Still, I'm just recapitulating. Beta, we use does in case of singular, like he, she, it, or singular nouns. And we use did with plurals, like I, we, you, they, and other plurals. Fine. So, take the first example. He plays lawn tennis. Here, he is singular, no? So, what we put in order to make it interrogative? We put does here. And this plays will become play. So, what will be our question? Does he play lawn tennis? And we put a question mark. So, it will become a question sentence. In the same way, take another example. We play lawn tennis. Here, we is what? Plural. So, what we put here? We put here do. So, the question will be, do we play lawn tennis? Question mark at the end. Fine. Now, in case of past tense, take this example. They played lawn tennis. Here, played is there, na? Verb is played. So, we come to know that it is past tense. So, in past tense, we put did here. And with did, we always use the first form of the verb. So, the question will be, did they play lawn tennis? Question mark at the end. So, it will become a question. Now, there are certain rules for WH questions. I hope you all know what are WH questions, like who, whose, whom, what, which. Fine. Now, when we use who is used only for persons. When we are talking about persons, like who took my book. Fine. Then Ram took it. Or we can say Ram took my book. Fine. Now, who is used as a subject, while whom is used for an object. Take one example, like I say, who abused you? Here, who is subject and you is object. But if we use the question word Whom are you talking to? Here, this whom is the object and subject is you. Fine. So, and one more thing that you have to note down, that in formal written and spoken English, we use the term whom. But in ordinary conversation, who is mostly used? We use who only. Like in formal communication or in formal written English, we use whom do you want to see. But while we are doing conversation with our friend or someone in an informal way, we can say who do you want to see. Both are correct. Now, when we use what is used for both persons and for things. But you have to keep in mind that whenever we are using what for a person, then in that case, it means we are talking about the trade, profession, or social status of the person. Like if we say, who is he? We use who for the person. Like, example, he is a friend of my father. But if we say, what is he? Means what is his profession? Like we are saying he is a scientist. Fine. Now the next is which is also used for both persons and things. Like what also we use for both persons and things, and which also we use for both persons and things. Now the thing is, whenever we are doing any selective inquiry, means we have to choose one. In that case, we use which. Like which of you did this, or we can say which of these books have you read this year. Fine. So in these cases we use which. Now there are some sentences with interrogative adverbs also, and you have to keep in mind that for what reason that particular interrogative adverb is used. Like why is used for what reason, means we have to give reason. And when is regarding the time, at what time. Where means at which place. How, in what manner. We have to tell in which manner or in what manner. And how fast does he drive. In this case, we have to tell the speed, like he drives at a speed of 80 kilometers per hour. Fine. And if you are talking about how often do you go to Kashmir, I go every year, means you have to tell how often you are going there. How soon can you come? Here also we'll tell I can come within 10 minutes. So you have to learn these sentences with interrogative adverbs and with their reasons also, for that what reason we are using these interrogative adverbs. Fine. Now the next is questions beginning with interrogative pronouns. Now these also you have to keep it in mind, like which is your pen, who took my book. Fine. Such interrogative pronouns are also used in order to make questions. Now there are some questions which begin with interrogative adjectives, like whose dog is barking or how much of it was destroyed. Fine. Then there are some questions which begin with interrogative adverbs. Fine. Like how are you, how soon can you come. Now some other things are also there, like the questions beginning with prepositions. Take for example, by whom was it broken, or to whom does this book belong. So such type of questions are also there. Now come to the exercise. In exercise 1 we have to choose the correct interrogative sentence. Means the one answer is there and you have to frame question for that answer, and for that question you have been given two interrogative sentences, and you have to choose the correct one. Now come to the second exercise. In second exercise you have to change the following sentences into interrogative sentences, and better don't forget to put question mark at the end because we are making interrogative sentences. Now the third question is also change the following sentences into interrogative sentences. You have to convert them into interrogative ones. Fourth is you have to complete the following sentences to make interrogative sentences. Means you have to fill these blanks with the interrogative words or the question words. Fine. Now our next topic in this chapter is how to form questions or question tags. Now beta, in this you have to remember just one thing. What is that thing is, if the statement is in positive. Fine. If we are being given with a positive statement, then the question tag will be in negative, and vice versa. Like if the statement is in negative, then the question tag will be in positive. Fine. In this case, only this thing you have to remember. Now, exercise 5, change the following sentences into interrogative sentences. Here also you have to convert these sentences into interrogative sentences. Now, exercise C. In exercise C, we have to answer the following question tags. Like question tags are given to you and you have to answer these question tags. Fine, in the space provided. Like for example, we have been given, you were absent yesterday, weren't you? So you are saying, yes, I was. Fine. There, see, this is in positive sentence and the question tag is in negative. But in answer, it is up to you whether you are answering in yes or no. If you are answering in yes, it will be simple, yes, I was. But if you are answering in no, then you have to put this contraction with this, didn't, like did not or didn't. Fine. Now come to the next exercise. In next exercise, you have to change the following statements into negative form of questions. Means here are some statements given to you, whether you have been given some interrogative sentences and some positive sentences also, but you have to convert them into negative form of questions. Means the questions having no, not or never. Fine, the negative form of questions you have to frame. Like in this example, it is being given, are you in a sad mood? Now you have to frame a negative question for this. Are you not in a sad mood? Question mark. Or you can say like this also, aren't you in a sad mood? Both are correct. So try out these also. Now come to the 8th exercise. Answer the following question tags. Here also some questions are given to you and you have to answer those. Fine. Now in exercise C, make questions with interrogatives like why, when, where, whose, how, which the following statements might be the answers. Means you have been given hints in order to start with your questions. Fine. You can carry on with these hints and complete your questions. So this was your chapter. I hope it is clear to you, and better please try out all these exercises, and in our next lecture I will give you the key for these exercises. Thank you.